It doesn't necessarily shock me that people are doing what they're doing to Lizzo. I don't listen to her music, however, that does not completely erase the statements I'm about to make. In our society, for some reason, we preach that being white, if you're a female, white, skinny, those two combinations are what beauty is. If your skin is pure white, if your skin is clean, and if you have a thin body, that is what beauty is. And so Lizzo, throughout everything that she's done, has tried to completely rewire people's minds to think opposite of that, which in my opinion she's doing a great job of. The issue comes when people want to discredit what's happening with her because there are other things happening in the world. Of course, there are horrible things happening in the world right now, especially as it pertains to Afghanistan. I'm not going to discredit that. However, if the conversation is about people bullying Lizzo online, about her weight and who she is, we're not talking about Afghanistan. We're talking about a deeply rooted, ignorant mindset that's been planted into our brains. That's the issue, because thousands of years ago, being a bigger woman was actually quote unquote preferred. Being plump, as they called it, was preferred. Someone having some meat on their bones was preferred. And these preferred ideals of beauty have been changed. And now everyone wants a BBL. Now everyone wants a facelift. Now everyone wants to inject plastic into their bodies to try and fit this ideal standard of what beauty is, forgetting that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. See, all of these standards of beauty have been created by human beings, and they can be destroyed by human beings. What we have done is we've taken this beautiful black woman and we've used her as a mode of negativity. People hate Lizzo. People hate bigger black people, point blank period, because they're black and they believe in themselves and they know they're beautiful. There are different ways to stay healthy and be a bigger person, and hold that with yourself, because you don't need to be this skinny, white, male, female, or non-binary individual to be beautiful. You don't need those things. What you need is the belief in yourself, and that's what Lizzo is doing within herself. But because you don't believe in yourself and you don't see your own beauty, you want to tear her down for seeing hers. Because you subscribe to the ideologies that our society pushes about what beauty is, and beauty being a symbiosis with whiteness, you're the problem. I mean, she goes on Instagram and she's crying in a live video because she's been working hard. Like she said, she's been working hard and her tolerance gets lower. Things hurt. Things hurt. We push these ideologies all the time, no matter what it is, and especially as it pertains to the beauty industry, especially as it pertains to black women or women of color. They will quote unquote never be good enough. I'm not the skinniest person on planet Earth. No, I'm not. But what do? Once again, I've said this before. I've adopted the ideology and the mindset that the world is going to hate me for me, so I have to love me for who I am. Because if I don't, who else will? I found this beautiful tweet here. It says that Lizzo ain't crying or upset because y'all critiquing her song or don't like her song. She's hurt and upset because y'all are dehumanizing her, belittling her, being fatphobic, colorist, and literally minimizing the work she puts in as an artist. We have, as human beings, and especially in America, have been programmed by the small microaggressions of what beauty is. Like Lizzo said, if you don't like the song, okay, that's fine. I can understand that. You don't like the song, it's not for you. But when you come for me and my own livelihood, me as a human being, living my life, being who I am, and being comfortable in that, her tolerance gets lower because of your ignorance, because of your need to destroy other human beings. What is the, like, I don't get it. Where, why, how disgusting do you have to be? How disgusting do you have to be? I found this beautiful passage in an article about fatphobia, and the question that the interviewer asks here is, what does race have to do with this? And this is their response. Race was integral to the issue. At the onset of the transatlantic slave trade, skin color was often used to determine racial belonging, but by the 18th century, skin color, after years of interracial sex in the colonies, proved a poor sorting mechanism. What we had by the 19th century was a new racial discourse that suggested black people were also inherently voracious. Combine this with the displacement of poor Europeans in the 19th century, and white Americans were being advised to fear black people, as well as these degraded or supposedly part black Europeans who were also purportedly identifiable by their weight and skin color. For so long, black people, people of color, and especially people of color who identify as women, have had to look at themselves in the mirror. I have so many friends who, when they were younger, told their parents, they're of color, told their parents they wanted to be a white girl. So they straightened out their hair. They tried to find products that lightened their skin tone. We're in a country where so many white people don't want to fess up to the fact that they've done so much harm to people of color, because they're ignorant and don't want to open their minds to realize what's happening, and it's been happening for a long time. Well, knock, knock. This is another example of that. Everything in this society can equally point back to race. Point blank, period. And this is another example of that. You have this beautiful black woman, Lizzo, crying on camera for thousands of people to see because she's that heartbroken. She's a bigger black woman who's had to fight her entire life probably to get to where she wanted to be because she wasn't in the ideal beauty standards. She didn't fall into them or conform to them. And she's talked about multiple times how she works out and eats healthy. And she doesn't do it to lose weight. She just does it because she wants to. Come get your ignorance. This is so disgusting to me. This is still happening. You see this throughout so many modes of the entertainment industry, that people of color are always trying to fight for everything they want, and people discredit their experience because they don't understand it. Don't discredit what I've been through because you don't understand it, because you haven't been through what I've been through. I can have my opinion on this and you can have your opinion on this, but if your opinion is directly destroying the very livelihood of this woman by calling her disgusting names that have to do with the color of her skin and have to do with her body, then you're wrong. Point blank, period. Because you've been conditioned to believe that white women, as it pertains to sex, are better. So leave Lizzo alone. Leave her alone. Like she said, if you don't like her music, you don't like her music. That's fine. If you don't like the way she sounds or whatever, her whole aesthetic as it pertains to the way her music sounds and how she produces it, fine. But if you don't like her because she's a black, bigger woman, you, my friend, are the issue. Thank you for watching.